today. You need to make songs that are instantly good, no matter where you play them on a playlist or whatnot.
Hey, maybe for commercial success, it would make more sense to basically build on the success of the predecessor much more so than try to evolve even more.
I mean, during 30 years, we have tried everything, I think, and nothing works. So.
Hello, you metal pilgrims, and a very special welcome to all the Evergrey fans on this episode. For today, for the very first time ever on the Metal Pilgrim Show, we have nobody else but Tom Englund. Tom, thank you so much for finding time and joining me. How are you, man?
I'm very good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. For those who don't know, it's a second time we're trying this because of the technology issues.
On my end, apparently, so it's fine.
Okay. I was saying you have a beautiful piano behind you. I'm a little bit of a piano nerd. What is it?
It's an Austrian Hofmann.
Oh, nice. That's nice. Awesome. I have a Schmidt in the other room.
Cool. Yeah. Very nice, very nice.
All right, Tom, obviously the biggest news about, Evergrey these days is the release of your upcoming studio record, Theories of Emptiness, the 14th one already. I cannot believe it's already a 14th one.
Neither can I. It's mind-boggling when you think about it. But what the hell are we gonna do? This is what I do, and just keep on making music, and hopefully, people really seem to like it. So I'm happy. I'm in a happy place.
Absolutely. So congrats on the release, man, and on the upcoming release, I guess, for now. Can you tell us a little bit more about the creative process behind it? If it was any different compared to however you worked on your previous records in any capacity?
I would say that, honestly, I would say that something is always different on every album that we do. But then, of course, we get into these clusters of production periods where we do like the same producer, the same record label, the same management, all of that stuff. So, but for this one, we switched to Napalm Records' last album. We switched to a new mixing guy who's called Adam Nolly Getgood for this album. We have had the bass player Johan writing the main foundations of the music, and then having me and Jonas produce them as always. But so that was very different and very inspiring to have somebody else's music basically that we shaped and formed into Evergrey songs basically. So
that's awesome, man. I obviously had a pleasure of listening to the record a little bit earlier than most of mortal human beings, and I gotta say that it might be, in my opinion, one of the most dynamic records Evergrey have ever released in your career. Right? It takes you on a little bit of a emotional roller coaster ride. It has the extremes, mood-wise and music-wise, of course. Did you try to do this on purpose, or did it come to you naturally that way?
No, I don't think we will have 5 single notes if we try to do stuff on purpose. It's but you're right. It's one of those. I think it's in extremes, it's the most light and the most dark album that we have done. There are some really, really heavy songs, but also some really, really, I think light songs is how I would put it best. We also try to influence ourselves with some new stuff every time. And I think on this album, we might have some, which sounds weird, some AOR influences, but that's, I think, what I mean. But then, of course, putting them in the Evergrey formula, it becomes Evergrey. And the same with some really heavy metal strokes on the guitars and stuff like that we have sort of integrated for the first time. So, yeah, we're happy with it. It feels fresh to us, too, so it's great.
I've been following Evergrey since pretty much your start, since, early 2000s for sure. And the reason I put today a Judas Priest record behind me, because in my opinion, I'm a huge Judas Priest fan, of course. In my opinion, Judas Priest is one of those bands that never had any two of the same albums in their career, right? Not even the ones which came one after another. And the same I can say goes for Evergrey, right? You're constantly moving forward. And this record, even though, as you said, it's in the same cluster as the previous one in a way, but at the same time, it is yet another step forward, and yet it still sounds undeniably Evergrey-like. So is it hard for you to continue, do you ever think that, hey, maybe for commercial success, it would make more sense to basically build on the success of the predecessor much more so than try to evolve even more?
I mean, during 30 years, we have tried everything, I think, and nothing works. So, no, but I mean, we do the things that we feel that we can do without tampering with our integrity. You know, as musicians, we want to have guest vocalists, we want to have guest guitar players, we want to have different producers or mixers or all of these things that keep us on our toes. But outside of that, I don't think you will see us in the Eurovision yet.
Well, in all honesty, you never know with Sweden. I mean, I love you guys, but you're sending like extremes sometimes.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Eurovision is about to start, by the way, right? And
I think it's like is it the end of May or beginning of May?
yeah, something like this, yeah.
It's in Sweden too, so I don't know.
Talking about the Theories of Emptiness, I mean, it is in no way a concept album in a classical, in a classical way, but at the same time, I, as a person who is a little bit weird and old school, I guess, I still listen to the records usually in their entirety, but I found that, it is best enjoyed when you listen to it from the start until the very end. So it's done in a way a little bit of in an old school manner, for me at least, right?
Yeah, we take that very serious, the order of the songs. But also, of course, today you need to make songs that are instantly good, no matter where you play them on a playlist or whatnot, So, but yes, for us, we're also old school, and we really appreciate when people take the time and listen to it in our intended way. No, it's not a concept album. But I think every album is a concept, no matter what band. That's what it is. This is the music that we're trying to promote now, and it's a sort of excerpt of our diary from the time when we wrote it, and that's concept enough, I think. But yeah, outside of that, for me, it's like 10 different songs that talk about emptiness in different perspectives. So it's, yeah, that's a theme, that's a concept.
So how did you come up with this lyrical theme that is running through the entire record? Emptiness and the loneliness of a human being. Why did it come to you at this stage in your career, in your personal journey, or whatever it is?
Yeah, because I analyzed the lyrics that I had started to write, and I think that I found the basic common denominator in between them was emptiness, and not always emptiness connected to loneliness. Pretty much the opposite. Emptiness connected to despair sometimes. Emptiness connected to not feeling like you're part of this world, like with what you guys are going through in Ukraine now. It's like this world is becoming more and more hostile, and I'm feeling like I'm more and more distant from what everybody else thinks and believes. But these things in some way seem to unite us. I mean, at least the sane people. But also, emptiness for me could also be a good feeling. It's a feeling of, if you have emptiness, and that means that you're not desiring to leave who you are, or searching or stretching for something else, but that you are content with the being you are today, then that emptiness is peace of mind, right? So, yeah, it's all of these small things that are all land in emptiness, but in different perspectives, of course.
It's like not all those who wander are lost, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, man.
But I was lost, and I'm still wandering, but not lost anymore. So,
yeah,
good one. Yeah.
Well, you are from Gothenburg, the band itself, of course, and Gothenburg overall is known for its metal scene, but it's known for its such a diverse metal scene. You have the melodic death metal part of the Gothenburg scene. You have the Evergrey, prog. I don't even know. What do you guys at at the moment? Whatever you guys are.
I still not figured it out. So
and so on and so forth. But why do you think it is so? Why do you think that, relatively small city in the European landscape is so big in metal and so big in this diverse genres of metal?
I would say that goes for all over Sweden, to be honest. but yeah, we have strong scenes in Gothenburg and in Stockholm, but also we have Sabaton coming from Falun, and we have all of these bands coming from all over Sweden. I think the primary reason for us being musicians is, one, we're fortunate enough that economically we could get supported by like the state, basically, that you can come here and play music. The Swedish government valued music, I guess, ever since ABBA, so that cultural inbringing of tax money is the third in Sweden, I think, after cars and iron, I guess. So
I didn't know that it's that big.
Yeah, I mean, we have Max Martin wrote 100 of the biggest hits in the world, right? So,
yeah.
And then we have ABBA, and the list goes on, right? So, but on top of that, I also think that we have it's dark here half of the year, so we have to do something, right? And yeah, I think also Swedish people are very determined, set on their goals, and because we can afford to do that, so it's very much a matter of the social security net, also that feeling that you have the time to explore, and you can go to university here when you're 40 years old and it's paid by the government and stuff like that. So it's never too late to sort of get into a normal job, basically.
You have a security net just in case. And
yes. I tried it. I know.
You guys are about to hit the stage, I assume, already promoting the new album very, very soon, right? And you are starting off in Latin America. Is that correct? Yeah. And I believe, who was that? Mark Danilo, a couple of weeks ago, he said that, the heavy metal heart is currently burning and beaten in Latin America. Do you agree with this statement? Do you think that the South American fans is where heavy metal lives at the moment the most? Or do you think it's all bull?
Who said that?
It was Mark Danilo from Accept.
I don't know. I think that's the great thing with metal. We're united. We don't have to have a geographic, home in order to like the same music. But yes, South America is great to tour in terms of passion and all of that, wearing your hearts on the outside and all of that stuff. But I feel the same for Europe and America too. So it's just different. It's different. That is the word. But it's not like metal. Metal is the only music style that have fucking survived everything and anything, right? So people are still buying vinyls. People are still buying CDs, Look at the rest of them. Suckers trying to sell out a toilet. It's like you can be huge on Spotify, right? And then you can't sell out 100 tickets. So
what is wrong with Metalheads? Why is it so? Like I am a sucker for vinyl, right? I mean, man, I live here literally during the time of war, and I don't have spare money at all. But whatever I have, whenever a new band, my favorite band comes out, I will save up. I'll add, like either way, because it's what keeps me going. It's what keeps so many people going. So what's wrong with us?
I don't know. I think what's right with us. I think I think it's great. We're like a collecting society or something. I don't know. But I mean, I think we also appreciate things, right? And for us as a band, now that like 90% of music is digital, right? It doesn't give us any money. So this really, really helps. It really makes us survive on tour, and it makes it possible for us to tour, and I guess also the record labels now are making a gold selling vinyls,
Yeah.
So it's cool.
So Metalheads, do not forget, continue supporting your favorite bands, buy merch directly from the band, buy vinyl records, CDs, tapes. Now tapes apparently are back in the business again.
I saw, actually, I think that's cool too.
I think it's awesome. Like I feel like I'm a teenager again.
It makes it very much harder to skip to the next song too.
That is true. Remember that time when you wanted, at least in Ukraine, you wanted to save up the batteries because they would like discharge. So you would you never skip it. Like
you can do it with a pencil.
Yes. I guess this is back. Apparently, I love it. I think it's awesome, man.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Are there any particular songs from this upcoming studio record that you simply cannot wait to play live, and you think that are gonna just be a huge hit at a live show?
I think Falling from the Sun is already one of our biggest songs, having streamed so much within this short amount of time, and also videos played an immense amount of times for us. So I can't wait to play that one. We've rehearsed that one. We've rehearsed Misfortune, and we have rehearsed 2 or 3 other songs. But you know, but Falling from the Sun, you feel immediately that this is gonna kill live, I think. Yeah.
Well, as I said, I had a pleasure of listening to the record, and in all honesty, I think it might be one of the strongest records you guys put out in a very long time. I received it, you know, on Monday from the label, and I couldn't stop listening to it on repeat.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
So, congrats on this, and I simply cannot wait to see how you guys will perform it live, and hopefully you'll be able to make it to Ukraine this year already.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. We would love to come. Absolutely.
Yeah, you have a lot of fans here, so that would be amazing. Tom, I know that you know, talking about heavy metal is literally my biggest passion in the world. I can do that for hours, but record labels usually are very strict. Like, guy, Vlad, please, like 30 minutes, no more. Because
I think today we have 25 or 20 minutes. It's like it's going tonight, you know. Yeah. So it's like
they sometimes started booking 2 slots for me already because they know that I can like. Go.
That's perfect.
But I'll give it down. I'll give it down. So in order to close this episode, can you tell us one of the craziest stories, so the funniest stories which has happened to you on the road together with Evergrey in your entire 30-year-long career? Apparently 30 fucking years. I cannot believe this.
It's crazy, right? It's funny. I mean, we were going from Sweden to Germany. And right before we were getting on a ferry, we had drank so much beer that we had to stop for a piss, right? So we all went out, and it was like in November, it was snowing outside, and we had been drinking for a couple of hours already, so we were pretty drunk. And then I got back into the bus, and I sat there waiting for the other guys to come up again into the back lounge of the tour bus. But they never came, so I figured they went to bed, and I went to bed, and then I woke up by a phone call where they said, the guys that went out to piss with us, that we left them. And this was the first time they reached us. And this is like 90 minutes later. And we're already in Germany. And they're back in Denmark. So, and they were wearing shorts and flip-flops and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, they could have died. But but yeah, somebody helped them into an office there. It was in the middle of the night always, also. So it's now that was crazy. And we had a minor argument just before we went out to piss too. So they thought that I left them there.
You're an asshole who left them because.
And I was sitting there waiting for them. I was gonna play them a song on my iPhone, but no, they never showed. So that was yeah.
That's funny. Well, Tom, thank you so much for fun time and enjoyment today. For everybody else, this was Tom Englund from Evergrey, and their new studio album, Theories of Emptiness, will be out on June 7th via Napalm Records. Make sure to check it out if you're a fan of the band, if you're a fan of apparently prog metal or whatever it is that you guys are playing. I love it.
All over metal.
Exactly. I'm sure you'll absolutely enjoy it. Tom, thank you so much. Keep rocking.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.